This is a commentary evaluation for a Year 13 media trailer. We chose to follow the psychological horror genre as it's not very common. The theme is based upon possession and challenging the innocence of children. For this shot, we used the correct text fitting to the horror genre in which we've adopted. It's there to add narrative, and the creepy music box is used to anchor this eerie tone, which is fluent throughout the majority of the trailer. The voiceover again is there to build narrative and introduce the characters. The shot is very much two-toned again. The grey sky against the silhouette effect of the colourless trees, assisted by the vignette effect, to provoke a sense of desolation and loneliness. The shot brings anchorage to the location of the woods.
In this clip we use the commonly used trailer convention. The image and the audio are synchronized, finding synergy in the frame. It also builds characterization, allowing the audience to connect with the characters. In this shot we are made aware of the entire group of friends. The heatwave effect is successful in displaying their position within the binary opposition, being innocent and vulnerable.
The falling of the leaves depicts death. It's very suggestive and semantic to the film. The significance of the dead falling leaves suggests disturbance. The leafless branches also interpret death. The slow motion assisted in adding to the drama.
In this shot, the audience is positioned in a way which connects them with the character. It also seems quite daunting. We're aware of his position and danger, but can't help.
This frame introduces an unknown character, portrayed by a low-angle shot in a dominant position. The red tone of the frame denotes blood and violence, revealing the character as the evil of the binary opposition. The fact that we are still unaware of the full appearance builds tension and suspense.
This is the ending shot of a panning shot from a group of friends. This is certainly the climax of the frame. The frame of the little girl is ambiguous. Whilst portraying authority of the young girl, it is also symbolic to their struggle and the difference between innocence and evil. This is echoed by the two tones existing within it, the blackness of the cave contrasting with the whiteness, ghostly presence and the complexion of a little girl and the sky. Heatwave again is used to intensify the colours.
The whole shot is very eerie. We achieved this by using the hard light effect to increase the saturation and then decreasing the brightness to add more of a dark tone. The doll finds a connection with the child and the nursery rhyme, contradicting innocence, making children fearful. The next shot is that of a slow motion panning one, which slowly comes into focus, revealing the first bit of blood. This builds anticipation and appeals itself more towards the genre. It almost prepares the audience for the fast-paced editing that's to come.
The following shot is a high-angle shot. The vignette is a typical effect used in a horror film, adding a sense of darkness to an already monocoloured shot. This shot introduces a heartbeat, adding drama and tension. The shot seems like that of a stalking shot in the point of view of the young girl. It shows the victims below, from her point of view in an authoritative position. The following shot is the first in a sequence of panning shots. It shows the victim looking down at something the audience cannot see, arousing suspense and the unknown. For the first time in the trailer, the victim is more aware than we are, making us feel more vulnerable. The hard light effect assists in intensifying the intricate details, allowing her pale face to denote innocence, again giving weight to her innocence in the binary opposition. A transition of audible effects are brought about. The music fades out and whispering begins. This suggests the importance of the whispering and overwhelming fear. The non-diegetic sounds and the visual effects of the frame integrate in a way that allows it to synchronise.
This shot suggests action and tension. Again, audience is positioned in a way that connects us to the character. He is running towards us this time, almost wanting security from the audience. This allows us to feel empathy and a connection to the character.
This is a continuation of the panning shot, just sped up. This again creates a sense of fear. The significance of the whisper she's here links the girls with the victim. The first part of the point of view shot is displayed as the victim is running. The deliberate shakes of the camera bring about a sense of realism. The song Requiem for a Dream climbs into crescendo as the running speed of the victim increases, showing the symmetry between the two. Once again, heat waves are used to make the landscape seem more plain and lifeless. The travelling shot is intensified by the vignette and hard light effects. It clearly portrays a girl fleeing. However, the brief shot creates tension and distortion, as the audience is not fully aware of what is happening.
The following shot is the third and final continued panning shot. The speed of the shot is significantly increased compared with the previous panning shots to show a sense of panic and emergency. The camera also gets closer to the girl's face, ending up in a close-up to the girl.
The second point of view running shot follows. The speed was increased yet again in comparison to the previous point of view running shot to increase the sense of urgency. We also shortened the length as well as speeding it up. This adds to the drama.
The next series of shots we felt were best to analyse collectively. An important thing to recognise is the combination of the two characters, the binary opposition. This is the part of the trailer which symbolises the theme of possession, and we're deliberate in changing the effects to represent evil and innocence. The red tint and the use of heat wave from the little girl is an aggressive contrast to the passive vignette effect of the victim. The way the girls get closer to the camera builds tension, and they almost mimic each other. We felt this was the best way to express the nature of the film.
This is the third and final continuation of the point of view running shot. The music continues to be a major part in this film, adding to the sense of urgency.
The next shot is the hammer and tree shot. We see the hammer raised and then we cut to the hammer on the floor with blood on it to suggest a flashback and link the previous scene to this one. We then switch back to the present scene to show the hammer has already fallen. We use the hard light effect to emphasise the blood and give a more violent tone. We thought this would be similar to losing control and possession due to a violent rage, which also added to the tone of the film, which is losing control of your own actions.
A high angle shot is used to depict the bloody hand. It's positioned on the character in a very vulnerable way. The use of gore is conventional to the horror genre. The dark lighting builds this eerie mise-en-scène. The camera moves sluggishly as though it's from the view of the person who's injured. This allows the audience to sympathise and support the victim, as we feel connected to them. This is where the song Requiem for a Dream is faded out.
We don't control our minds anymore as a semantic clue to the theme of possession. The language is direct, involving the audience, forcing them to feel vulnerable. The cracked font is a convention that we've used throughout the entire trailer. This frame is used to create a sense of darkness and isolation. The use of the flickering candles is to distort her face, making the audience unaware of her full appearance. The shot is also used as an anchoring one from the text before, saying we don't control our minds anymore. As it cuts to this shot, the audience are aware that this girl does.
She does appears when the music begins to wind down and the introduction of a droning sound is made. This creates a haunting tone. The text anchors the previous shot of a young girl, illustrating her power over the characters and the audience too.
The title then reappears, repeating the line "she's here." This creates a haunting tone and symmetry within the trailer. It almost becomes an anchored statement within the trailer, repeating the structure so audiences can familiarise themselves with it.
The last image of a person in the trailer is seen being dragged away into the darkness, which would indicate there is death and mystery involved in this trailer. In a way, it's a climax to the trailer, as it's the first time physical violence is actually shown rather than heavily implied.
Typical conventions of existing trailers are now identified within our trailer. As a release date is presented, this again we felt would bring about realism within our trailer.